recent years, migration has become a key issue in European politics, particularly within the European Union. Now, a coalition of 17 European countries, including the 3 largest EU economies, is calling on the European Commission to accelerate migrant returns. This group, which includes 14 EU member states, alongside Norway, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein, is urging the EU executive to propose new rules aimed at making returns policies more stringent. The letter they sent to the Commission emphasizes that migrants who do not have the legal right to stay in the EU must be held accountable. This push is part of a broader political trend across Europe, with an increasing number of countries shifting towards more right-wing and anti-immigration stances. Austria's Freedom Party, a far-right, anti-migrant and Russia-friendly faction, recently topped the polls in a national election for the first time. This victory is indicative of a wider surge in support for far-right parties across Europe, with Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and France all seeing significant gains by anti-immigration forces. The rise of these parties has brought the issue of migration to the forefront of EU policymaking. One of the loudest voices in this debate is Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, who has been critical of the EU's approach to asylum seekers. Orbán has gone as far as threatening to send asylum seekers on one-way trips to Brussels in protest of the fines imposed on Hungary for breaching EU asylum rules. The 17 countries advocating for these tougher measures are pushing for new rules to enable governments to detain illegal migrants if they pose a national security risk. Additionally, they are calling for stricter cooperation requirements for migrants, and they want all EU nations to use the same software to manage migration cases more efficiently. This latest push is part of a long-standing struggle over migration that has shaped European politics for over a decade. The 2015 European migrant crisis marked a turning point when over 1 million refugees, primarily from war-torn regions like Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq, sought asylum in the EU. The crisis exposed the deep divisions between member states, with countries like Germany and Sweden taking in large numbers of refugees, while others, particularly in Eastern Europe, resisted. The crisis created lasting political and social rifts. It fueled the rise of far-right parties and anti-immigration movements, which continue to shape national debates. These parties argue that the EU's open-door policies have brought about economic strain, cultural tensions, and security risks. The ongoing debates over returns and asylum rules are a direct result of these events, and the political landscape across Europe remains highly charged. If these stricter return policies are adopted, the consequences could reshape Europe's approach to migration. On the one hand, supporters argue that it will bring more order to a chaotic system, ensuring that only those with legitimate asylum claims can stay. Countries advocating for these changes believe it will reduce illegal immigration and enhance national security by preventing individuals who pose potential risks from staying in the EU. However, critics warn that these policies could lead to negative outcomes. Stricter returns might result in the detention of more migrants in overcrowded facilities, raising concerns about human rights abuses. Furthermore, such measures could strain relations between EU countries that have differing views on immigration, as well as between Europe and nations outside the EU, such as those in Africa and the Middle East, which may be pressured to take back large numbers of deported migrants. Additionally, the emphasis on speeding up returns may discourage future migrants from seeking asylum altogether, potentially forcing them into dangerous, illegal channels. As Europe tightens its borders, the broader implications on migration, human rights, and Europe's international reputation will continue to evolve, making it a critical issue for the EU's future direction.